Fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, man. Check 31. Check 31. 36. 36. Undercrush.
Hey, lock it.
Check. Lucky.
Let go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Hey, we heavy on the edges.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
On the double. 57, Mike 57.
First carry for James Conner. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
On second down, it's Conner trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Escape, and he goes down. Avery Jones making his presence felt on the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Ready up.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
18-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A first carry now for Thompson. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Hey, wahoo!
54 is much.
Operating from the gun. Lawrence got a man out of the backfield. It's Chris Thompson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. So first and 10 now from the 30. And to give this time to the tailback. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
At the 38-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
Stop here, D.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Hey, you don't want to see me.
You draw portraits. Check 49. Hey, exit. Hit it.
From the gun, Lawrence gets it off to Freeman. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Check 55 to Mike. All day, point. Kill.
Ready.
And they give this time to the tailback. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
18 Gator.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Under 10. 10.
Let's go.
On 2nd down now, it's Thompson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Ready? 60 or.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here.
61, matchbox lights. Get it.
Shotgun handoff to Thompson, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. The kick by Lambeau is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
A run by Counter on first down, and a good one, as he'll get about 7 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. On 3rd down, Fields, nowhere to go here. He lost the football and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Jags grab it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Pilot, 64, weak. Bravo.
Here we go. 50. Mike, 50. Watch the run. Hey. 50 to Mike. 50 to Mike. Watch the screen.
Following the fumble recovery, Lawrence. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. D.D. Westbrook, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
To throw on 3rd down, Fields. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Jim. Watch him. Slam. He's checking. On.
And that'll set him back 5. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 22-yard line.
Let it.
98. Watch 98. 98's the mic. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, hey, watch that.
Greystone, travel. Hey, team 6. Team 6. Let's go.
Off the play fake. Lawrence. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Choke team, spell 5. Shoot.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down. Then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back. But it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. Man open. That's Robert Foster complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Smith. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
Go out.
Jump now.
They'll try and run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
Yeah. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school. Hey, alert 3.
On 1st down, Fields. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throwing on 1st down. Fields into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone. I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic.
Hey, Drew. Defense.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's two schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Oh, nice move. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
To throw on 2nd down, Fields. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. He's at the 30, the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Over the middle, it's complete. A big play there just before halftime. 49 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt.
44, Mike, 44.
On 1st and 10, Fields. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Conner. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Conner, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. To Thompson on the screen. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, Lawrence. He's going to look deep down the field. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Intended for DJ Chark. Incomplete. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will it be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? There must be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Come on,
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. That's going to set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long.
Check. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Operating from the gun. Fields. And he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it here. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Let's go, you tighten up. 6 guys. Check.
On first down, Fields. And Woods has it complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Watch the edge.
Here's Connor. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Right back to Connor here on first. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Short little throw to Ebron. Powerful running. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, Fields. Flush to his right. Hard throw, incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, Fields. They got a man. It's Woods. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Bang, 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 bang. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Looking again in the direction of Woods, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2.
Hey, let's get in them holes. 57's the mic. 57's the mic. I'm on. Chance.
They'll look to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
The end of the third quarter with the score Jaguars 26, Steelers 12.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator.
You go tank.
Hey, Delta.
You got tank right there.
Yes.
Back.
Five.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. 76 yards. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both.
And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a two-point play instead of kicking it through the posts. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand. You want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smells terrible.
Let's go.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
I smell fear in that offense. Switch.
It's great.
I got you. 26, Mike. 26.
They start the drive with Cotter. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the run is Cotter. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line.
26, Mike. 26, Mike. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
2nd and 6. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 32-yard line. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
They'll run on first down. Connor, this will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Jaguars' 34-yard line.
26.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Connor. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Switch. 58, boys, 58.
They'll try to run with McKinnon. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Jerick McKinnon. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. And now the Steeler offense staying out there. And they'll go for 2. From the gun, Fields. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Throwing on first down. Lawrence. He's got it complete to Thompson. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 42 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And to give this time to the tailback. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down at the 31. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw on 3rd down, Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zach Brown able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Check 26, check 26. Let's go. Come on. Boom. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
On 1st and 10, Fields. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. As his guys are back within a single score. So a big play now as the Steelers will go for two. Connor going to try and run it. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a two-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more two-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that third timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Let's go. Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Now.
Motion, motion, motion. Mike.
Hey, Haywood. Get it.
From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. Yeah, Freeman was trying to work his way forward, but I don't think he got there. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 18. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. He's going to let it fly. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at at the 42-yard line.
Let's go now. 70, Indy.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo!
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Jags, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.